I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I built the win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back with another episode. And today, we got 4 bowl games to talk about. The last 4 bowl games of the bowl season that are non-playoff are today. So we got to talk about those. And before I do that, Happy New Year. This is my first episode post-New Year. So Happy New Year to everybody to you and your families, everybody listening, everybody watching. Happy New Year. Now, before I get into it, just going to explain my record. So my overall record for the season is 169-94. My bowl record is 20-11, which is happy for that. What was that, Wednesday? I thought I was about to go 0-4, man. Them games was looking bad. But then we actually ended up going 3-1 on Wednesday. So shout out to that. Now, my CFP took a hit. We were 3-1. Oh, the quarterfinals cooked me. As you can see, I took a lot of teams that had a bye week. I took Texas Tech. I took Indiana, which was my only win. I took Georgia, which shout out Ole Miss, and I took Ohio State. I did. So those are my records there. And let's hop into these 4 games for today. We're going to start with the Armed Forces Bowl, which is today at 1:00. Why did that just happen? I don't know why that just happened. Sorry about that. Today at 1:00 on ESPN. Why does it keep every time I add a banner, it makes my picture go away? This is something new. 1 second again. I don't know what's going on with these technical difficulties, but Rice takes on Texas State in the Armed Forces Bowl. Texas State comes into this matchup as 18.5-point favorites. This game is 1:00 on ESPN. Now, Rice is without starting quarterback. They're starting quarterback. While Texas State coming in pretty much full strength. Now, they're missing like a couple pieces, but pretty much they're good to go. Rice starting quarterback today will be Patrick Creighton Jr., which I wonder if I think that's the son of former Patrick Creighton, receiver for the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure that's his son, so shout out to him. But if you're new to this show, the way I do it, I give 5 keys for each side on possibly how they can win the game, and then I pick a winner and say why. So on the right side, we got established Quentin Jackson, the leading running back. You got to establish the run when you got a young freshman quarterback in the ball game. He's going to need the run game a lot. So you want to establish him on the ground. Contain Brad Jackson legs. He is super explosive at quarterback. Brad Jackson for the Texas State Bobcats is super explosive, the young freshman. So you got to watch him get out that pocket. You want to limit explosive plays because they got guys like Chris Dawn Jr. and Bo Sparks that can just attack down the field. Like I said, Brad Jackson, even Lincoln Perry, the running back, he can kill you on the ground. So you got to limit explosive plays if you're Rice. Get Patrick Creighton Jr. some easy rhythm throws. Again, young freshman quarterback starting in a bowl game. You want to get him settled in, get him some easy stuff to get into a groove. And lastly, you got to force turnovers against this Texas State offense. Definitely got to force some turnovers because this offense is very explosive. Now, for Texas State, my first key for them is don't blow a lead. You blew 3 leads this year. You blew a lead against Arkansas State, Marshall, and I'm blanking on the last team they blew a lead against. But they blew another lead. It wasn't UMRO. It wasn't Southern Miss. They blew a lead. whatever the case may be, it'll come back to me or I'll look it up. But whatever the case may be, you have been up in 3 games. I think it was Troy. Actually, I want to say it was Troy, but you've been up big in 3 games and you blew 3 leads. So even if you go up big, you cannot afford to blow the lead. Yeah, it was Troy. It was 3 games straight. Arkansas State, Troy, and Marshall. So that's key number 1. Number 2, run Brad Jackson. Like I said, man, super explosive quarterback. So you want to get him in open field and making plays. Or maybe if a play breaks down, he takes off and creates something out of nothing. Establish Lincoln Perry on the ground, the running back. Get the ball to Bo Sparks and Chris John Jr. Like I said, they can just attack defenses in multiple ways. And score, because I think if they putting up a bunch of points, Rice 1 won't match it. 2, this Texas State defense is pretty solid, man. So at times, because they do give up points at times, but at times it can be very solid, i.e. the UTSA game. So, but my winner, I'm going with GJ Kine and the Texas State Bobcats. I've liked what I saw from Texas State this year before they started blowing those leads, and they ended the season really well. So I think they ended the year on a 3-game win streak to become bowl eligible. Rice is in the bowl game because teams opted out. Rice is 5-7. They weren't really bowl eligible, but because teams opted out, they're in the bowl game. So I'm gonna take Texas State in this one. I think their offense is just way too much. They're without their Rice is without their starting quarterback and their backup quarterback, which is why Patrick Creighton Jr. is getting a start at quarterback. So give me Texas State to win this game, and I expect Texas State to put up a ton of points. And it's interesting to see them if Rice is going to be able to match that. So give me Texas State. Also, I don't think this is a game where Texas State blows a lead. So we'll move on. Hopefully, this won't mess up again. It did. I don't know if anybody in the comments could tell me if they can still see me, but I'm gonna just up there you go. Okay, that's weird. Next, we're gonna talk about the Liberty Bowl. And shout out to that's crazy. Wow, I guess I should have read that before I put that up there. But I mean, even though you're trolling me, still shout out for you being here. Next, Navy versus Cincinnati. Now Cincinnati will be without Brendan Sorsby, who's into the transfer portal. I think they'll be without Tyree Walker, and they're missing some defensive players as well. While Navy is a full go. If somebody's not playing in a Navy game, it's due to injury, which I think is very limited. So Navy's full go. Navy's favored it actually by 7.5 points in this matchup. This game is 4:30 on ESPN. Now for Navy, man, hey Dave, I'm so thrown off by it. I don't know, Dave, am I disappeared right now? Because on my screen, when I pulled your comment up, it looks like I'm disappearing. So let me know if I'm disappearing. But Navy, stop the run. Stop the run because Cincinnati is starting a guy who's a senior but doesn't have much experience. So you want to stop the run, and let's see what this quarterback for Cincinnati can do. Run Alex Texas. He's huge for the Navy midshipman. Shout out. Appreciate you, Dave. Because on my end, it just disappears. I don't know why. Get the ball to Eli Heinrich. Eli Heinrich was huge in the win against Army. I think he's been huge for the Navy midshipman ever since he's been on campus. So get him the football. Great things happen. You want to run Blake Horvath, just the quarterback in general, because they sometimes bring in Braxton Wilson and he'll run the ball. So you want to run the ball with the quarterback. It's been very dangerous for the Navy midshipmen. And last but certainly not least, score some more. Why? Because Cincinnati's defense has been very leaky. They're missing pieces on this defense in this ball game. And if Navy putting up points at a high rate, 1, they're taking clock with them, and 2, it's forces Cincinnati to match. And they are again without starter quarterback Brendan Sorsby. So it'll be interesting to watch. Now, if you're Cincinnati, you got to play gap sound defense against this Navy team, because Navy, although they do run the option, but they have like sprinkled more so of like other things into their offense. Like they will pass more. They'll run some traditional things, but they still like to run the option. So still got to be disciplined, because if you get outside your gap trying to play hero ball, you'll watch the back of somebody's jersey as they go in for a touchdown. Get off the field on 3rd and 4th downs, because Navy will go for it. If it's 4th and short, Navy will go for it. So you got to get off the field. keep Navy behind the chains because that's what makes them want to go for it. If they're ahead of the chains, but like I said, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, maybe a 4th and 3, depending on where they are on the field, they'll go for it. So if you keep them behind the chains, you'll force them to punt. Get Cyrus Allen the ball. He is one key piece that will be playing for Cincinnati is Cyrus Allen. So you want to get him the ball, and you got to stop the run. You got to stop the run of the Navy midshipmen. But my winner is Navy. Navy's had a really good season. I believe they are 10 wins right now. They're at the top of the American Athletic Conference. And again, Cincinnati's defense to me is very leaky. So with that being said, I think Navy has a pretty good time running their offense, scoring points, forcing Cincinnati to match. And I don't know if I necessarily have Cincinnati to match. Now, what I will say is maybe, just maybe, Cincinnati could get Navy up front in the trenches. But ultimately, I think Navy is just going to they'll win. So I'm rolling with Navy in this matchup. Next, we have the Holiday Bowl. We have Arizona versus SMU. SMU comes into this one as 1.5-point favorites. This game is 8:00 on Fox. So for Arizona, all right. Before I start, I would like to say that both of these coaches, if they have opt-outs, they said they're not saying them. So if I say a player name and then he doesn't play because he opted out, the coaches literally said to online, like, we're not telling you who's opting out. We don't want the other team to know. So just throwing that out there. So for Arizona, contain Kevin Jennings' legs, who this one, Kevin Jennings was said to be confirmed to play. So that's not one of them. But Kevin Jennings, you got to contain his legs because he can break outside the pocket if nothing open and make something out of nothing. Establish Ishmael Mahdi, the transfer running back from Texas State, who's having a good year for Arizona. Get Chris Hudson the ball, who is your most probably explosive receiver. Get off the field on third downs against this SMU team who got a bunch of weapons at their disposal if they decide to play. And force turnovers if you're Arizona. Now, if you're SMU, you want to pressure Noah Fafita. You want to put some pressure on that boy and make him make some plays, even though he does. But you still want to put pressure on him. Establish Chris Johnson Jr., who really started to take over that backfield. And what's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna say in place of TJ Harden, for lack of a better term. Limit explosive plays, but you want to make some explosive plays of your own. Like I said, you got guys that can create yards after the catch. You got a bunch of guys. Now you got guys like Matt Hibner, RJ Maryland, Romello Brunson, Jordan Hudson. Now, whether they play or not, it's still up in the air. And again, blame the coaches. But you got guys that can make plays. You want to get off the field on third downs because that is huge. I think against TCU, they had some troubles getting off the field on third down. Against Baylor, they had some troubles until late in the ball game, which they finally got some stops and was able to come back and win that game. So they at times have troubles getting off the field. And get Jordan Hudson the ball, which Jordan Hudson, I think, was the only one I saw that didn't have like an opt-out possibility. So that's why I put him. But like I said, you got other guys that are good with the football in their hands. It's just whether they play or not, I don't know. But my winner, I'm going to go Arizona. I just think Arizona's been playing a good brand of football down the stretch. SMU, I know they're probably mad or upset or disappointed that they blew a chance at the ACC championship game with that Cal game at the end of the year, and they possibly want to get back for that. And that could be a little motivating factor for this bowl game. But I just think Arizona's defense has been playing well down the stretch, and they've been affecting quarterbacks even with legs. And this offense with a fight has just been on fire. So I'm gonna take Arizona to win this ball game as a Vegas dog. But SMU, they're a good team too. I just think Arizona's just been playing better football of late. And we got our last bowl game of the day, where if you win, do you really win? Because you get Mayo dumped on your head as a head coach. We got the Duke's Mayo Bowl. We got Wake Forest versus Mississippi State. And I will not lie to you, I still have not written down who I have winning. Like, I'm going to have to make a winner on the spot and write it down, whatever I say. But Wake Forest, they will be without DeMond Claiborne. They will be without pieces on the defensive end as well, which kind of makes me lean Mississippi State, I'm not going to lie. But you got to use Robbie Ashford's legs. That is his biggest attribute at the quarterback position. He can make some throws, don't get me wrong, but he's better as a runner than a passer, in my opinion. Get the ball to Carlos Hernandez, wide receiver. Established Ty Clark on the ground. Like I said, Damon Claiborne is out. He's opted out, getting ready for the NFL draft. So Ty Clark should be stepping in as the starter at running back. Now, there was some questions whether Blake Shapen will play or not. I saw two conflicting things. I saw that he's not playing. He's getting ready for possibly an NFL career. And then I saw he may suit up one last time in a Mississippi State uniform. Now, if he does, then you want to pressure him. But if he doesn't, you have to watch out for the legs of Kamario Taylor. If Kamario Taylor gets to start for Mississippi State, he is super explosive and tough to bring down at the quarterback position. And he's not the biggest quarterback either. He's just slippery. So you got to look out for Kamario Taylor at that quarterback position using his legs. And you want to stop the run because they will have Fluff Bothwell from what I saw, and he's a major part of this offense. So you got to stop the run there. Now, if you're Mississippi State, you want to establish Fluff Bothwell. You want to get him going on the ground to open things up for the offense. Use Kamario Taylor's legs. Contain Robbie Ashford. Force 3rd and longs against Wake Forest. Wake Forest was really solid defensively on the year. And they have the ability to throw the ball around, but I don't trust Wake Forest consistently getting a bunch of 3rd and longs. So you want to put them in that position. And you want to force some turnovers if you're Mississippi State to get some extra possessions and score. But my winner, I think if I'm going to go with Mississippi State because I think Kamario Taylor is going to get a lot of playing time. And I think Mississippi State is dangerous with Kamario Taylor at quarterback just because of the running ability he brings to the offense, his ability to make people miss. So I'm going to roll with Kamario Taylor. I watched the Egg Bowl with Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And even though Ole Miss ended up blowing them out at the end or putting them away late, Kamario Taylor and Mississippi State gave Ole Miss some fits. So I'm going to take Mississippi State to win this game. But I expect a really good one. And Wake Forest does have the ability to win the game, but I honestly don't like what I saw from Wake Forest in their finale against Duke. They let Duke just do whatever on offense, and missing key pieces from the defensive end kind of scares me. So I'm going to take Mississippi State in this matchup. Now, that is all I have for y'all today. We will be back either tomorrow or Sunday. I haven't made up my mind yet to wrap up the bowl week 3, the final, all the bowl games that happened, and the quarterfinals of the college football playoffs will all be in one episode. Got major performances, things like that. Then we just got 2 semifinal games and a championship game left, and the college football season will be unfortunately over. We have the FCS playoff game this Monday coming up, Illinois State and Montana State. So that should be a good one. I would have asked people to tune in. That should be a good game, to be honest. Me and Ace kind of talked about it on our preview show for the college football playoffs Wednesday. So I should clip that up and make that a short. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps the network. And I appreciate all you new subscribers, man. I appreciate the new subscribers from the shorts. I appreciate everybody that already has been subscribed. I just appreciate y'all, man. But like I said, this is a network. So we do have multiple shows. We have the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, which Joe won't be on today, but they go live Tuesday and Fridays from 7 to about 8:30ish. And catch me on today, not the whole show, but the last topic. We will be discussing Ravens Steelers. As y'all know, I'm a Ravens fan, so should be a great show today. We have Unfazed featuring Joe and AJ on Tuesdays, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. So make sure y'all check them out. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Baseball World Classic starts in March. So be on the lookout for some episodes to drop. We have FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Now, some people might have a crazy fantasy football commish who made their championship game week 18. If so, I feel sorry for you. But a lot of people's championships should be over. And if you won, congrats. Again, shout out Joe for winning. But Coach does the fantasy football stuff. We have Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sport. So make sure y'all tune in to that. We have RBO, Real Ballers Only. My Pistons took an L to the Ops on New Year's Day. We lost to the Heat. Disappointed me. But make sure y'all check out RBO, Real Ballers Only featuring Vaughn. And In the Red Corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo. They go live on Sundays. Not every Sunday, but when they do go live, it is on Sundays about 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish. And they talk boxing. Anything boxing except exhibitions and, stuff like Jake Paul and all that. But real boxing, anything you need to know, it'll be In the Red Corner. And that's all the shows we have for y'all on the network. So please like, comment, share, subscribe to those shows as well. If you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, like I said, that's all I have for y'all today. Please enjoy the rest of these bowl games. I'm about to go get me some food and watch these games and have a good time. Yeah, man, y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. But I'm gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.